Overview. Education in the British Virgin Islands is largely free and is a requirement for children ages 5 to 17. The British Virgin Islands has a total of 15 public primary schools and 4 secondary public schools. In addition to the public schools, there are 10 primary private schools and 3 secondary private schools. The school year is from September to June. The British Virgin Islands is a part of the British Overseas Territories and therefore the educational system is very similar to the traditional learning system in the United Kingdom. Primary schools are focused on establishing the basics of an academic curriculum and host students between the ages of 5 to 12. After the completion of primary school, students move on to secondary school. Secondary school is for students between the ages of 13 and 17. Following the completion of secondary education, students may write their Caribbean Secondary Education Certificate examination. There are approximately 2,700 students who attend primary school for the first 7 years of their required education. However, less than 1,800 students successfully finish the following 5 required years of secondary school and complete their certificate exam. Tertiary education is by no means required in the British Virgin Islands. Students who chose to continue their education after secondary education may move on to an additional 2 years of schooling. After 2 years of tertiary education is completed, students may take their Caribbean Advanced Placement examinations. Passing the exams entitles students the right to continue their studies even further at the University of the Virgin Islands. This university is the only tertiary education institution in the British Virgin Islands. At the university, students can obtain associate, bachelor's, and master's degrees in the departments of business, education, liberal arts and social sciences, or science and mathematics. Becoming enrolled, students have the opportunity to apply to any school of their choice due to the lack of zoning. A student must apply for placement for both private and public institutions through the Department of Education. Applications are accepted between January and April for the following school year. Many documents must be submitted along with an application. Documents needed for enrollment: child's birth certificate, updated immunization form, passport photo, letter of good health, transcripts from previous institutions, parent's passport, parent's work permit or government appointment letter. If attending a private school, an acceptance letter. Once documents are accepted and reviewed, prospective students may be asked to take a placement exam. Homeschooling. Parents of students are required to submit an application to the Department of Education to achieve the right to homeschool their child. Students are still required to take and pass examinations. Curriculums for homeschool children may be just as if not more demanding than the curriculums in educational institutions. ICT policies. The Department of Education in the British Virgin Islands is improving schools greatly by resolving maintenance issues and increasing access along with use of ICT in both public primary and secondary schools. Teachers are expected to gain ICT skills in college and university education. The DO requires that all public primary schools have at least one lab room consisting of at least 10 computers per lab. In addition, each school must have an ADSL internet connection.